The Houston Astros are playing much better baseball than they have the last 3 years or so, and in part that is because of my next guest, who's the starting right fielder for the Astros. As a matter of fact, he was last month's American League Rookie of the Month, currently has 12 home runs on the season. The Astros on the road, a weekend series against the Tampa Bay Rays, as George Springer joins us here on From the Press Box to Press Row. George, welcome to the program.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. What did it mean to you to, in fact, win the American League's Rookie of the Month? You had a very, very productive May.
It was, it's obviously big. It's an honor, I guess, as a young player to achieve something like that. But I mean, like I said, that hasn't happened without my teammates and all the staff here. So I like to thank them for putting in the work, and then obviously on my teammates.
Sure, because the thing about it, I mean, you had you hadn't had any major league, and now your time in the minors, where you were productive there. As a matter of fact, last year, almost a 40-40 guy, 45 stolen bases, 37 home runs. You batted .303. Had you ever been called up to the big club before?
No.
Okay, so with that, your first time, I mean, essentially going back to April, your first time you got called up, as a matter of fact, in April, and this your first time in the major leagues so far. Not even 2 months into this thing. What has the whole experience been like for you?
It's been awesome. This is obviously something that, as a kid, a player, that this is just something special, and it's something that I won't ever forget. Just to have a chance to help the Houston Astros and just to be up here living my dream.
George Springer of the Houston Astros joins us here on From the Press Box to Press Row. And with that, George, just talk a little bit about your path to the Astros, and let's really start about talking about last year, where you were, again, very productive, .303 average, 37 home runs, 45 runs batted in. The transition, first let me start there with the transition between AAA, the minor leagues, and Major League Baseball. You've been able to do a pretty decent job at it. Why so?
I don't know. I just think that this is, obviously up here, all the guys are extremely talented, but there's the experience that everybody has here is incredible. And, you got to be able to go out and learn and adjust on the fly and, play to your strengths. And, when just AAA or, the minor leagues, it's not as fast as it is up here. Along with all the experience that these guys have, it's a pretty challenging game. But as long as you slow yourself down and just go out and be who you are as a player, you should be able to slow it down even more.
And what was the adjustment like at first? Because the first from April 16th to May 2nd, you batted just 180, no home runs. It was a tough adjustment at first, though, right?
Yeah, but that also comes in part with trying to do too much and not just staying whole within myself and being who I am. And now I understand how to slowly start to slow the game down in my brain, and then just go out and play from there.
Yeah, you've done an excellent job of that. And so it was a matter of just kind of calming down a bit, because since that time, I mean, like I said, the first 15 games or so, no home runs, 12. Since that time, you're seeing the ball a lot better.
Yeah, it's just kind of one of those things where you're slowing yourself down. You're just trying to stay as simple as you can, and then just go out and play.
Who are some of the guys that you look up to on this team that have kind of helped you along? And the thing about it, George, this is a very young team as is, but who are some of the guys that have helped you along the way?
Extra Fowler. He's been the guy that's pretty much been, the bigger brother to me. He's helped me out. He's, there aren't enough things I can say about him, to give him the credit that he deserves for what, he's been able to do for me as a player and as, a person. He's been there for me multiple times. I just, if it wasn't for him and his advice and just getting a chance to be around him. This would have been a much harder transition.
A couple of more thoughts with George Springer, right fielder for the Houston Astros, as he joins us here on the program this weekend series. George, Gaines, you guys are playing, in the last 10, right around 500 ball. But again, this is a team that has really struggled the last 3 years. But because of you, a lot of the young players, you guys are doing much better. What is it going to take to try to take this series away from the Rays on the road this weekend?
Just a complete, team effort. Are going to have to go out there as a team and, execute our offensive game plan, make some big pitches, and, when the balls hit, the plays have to be made. And, that obviously goes for every game. But, when you're playing a quality team like the Rays, there's very, very small room for error.
And lastly, what did you? Are some of the guys that you're playing against? Who are some of the guys that you're playing against now that maybe you played your collegiate ball at UConn? I don't know if you thought. I mean, you were obviously scouted as a 5-tool guy, and eventually you knew you'd probably get to this level. But who are some of the guys that? Is it almost a situation with some of the guys that you're playing against, like it's like a wow moment, like I can't believe. I'm playing against this person.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's every team that we've played against. There's always been somebody who it's just been kind of like I've watched him as a kid or growing up or whatever that I've been like wow, you know what I mean. But for me, just because he's my childhood idol, I guess the number one guy would be Torrey Hunter. Just because he was he's the guy who I try to play like, I try to be like, I just try to emulate everything he does. And, the first time I got to play against him, it was like, wow.
Sure. Did you have a chance to talk with him prior to or after the series?
Yeah. We've been in touch, and, I've been able to talk to him, and just one of those things where it's like, I was just almost like starstruck, just, getting a chance to talk to him and, compete against him, on the other side of the line was obviously awesome.
Astros on the road against Tampa Bay in a weekend series. George Springer, the right fielder, joins us here on From the Press Box to Press Row. George, I appreciate the time again. Congratulations on winning the AL's Rookie of the Month last month. Continued success in all you do.
Thank you very much.